his face on.
Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of TV is Our Real Mom. I'm your host, Dave, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, my sister, Catie, and say hi, Catie. Hi. Hi, Catie.
Hi. I'm
And we have
not in my usual spot, and I also have a friend.
we got a special guest for the podcast today, our other sister, Cassie. Cassie, what's happening?
Oh, not much. We're in Palm Springs, soaking up some sun, and ready to dish a little Survivor dish.
Yeah.
Tapas.
Nice. All right. Yeah. It's great to have Cassie. We haven't had her on the podcast since. Do you remember the last? I think we've only had you on once, right? Or twice.
I think a couple times.
I think it was Millennials Gen X. I want to say.
And that was the one where it was in person, right? We all did it together.
I was on one other time, and I was on the couch.
Yeah, that was co-wrong.
And John was making dinner, and I was like,
Yeah. So it's good to have you, Cassie. I'll be very interested to hear your thoughts on the season and what what else. You got some good stuff to bring to the table, I'm sure. So it's good to have you.
Yeah, you guys you really use my help most of the time.
Yeah,
well, we never did a winner pick, so
it's actually probably very true. Cassie, did you make a winner pick? Can you honestly give us a winner pick that you made before the season started, or?
No. Well, my MVP for fantasy is Desiree. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Desiree.
Who dat?
Who?
Who's Desiree?
She wasn't in the episode. That's the joke.
Oh.
She wasn't in any of it. It's her and Chelsea. Chelsea's worse, man. Holy shit.
Chelsea's a ghost. She's the ghost.
She is the ghost in Ghost Island. Yep.
Yeah.
And that just so happens to be Catie and I's first dual winner pick.
Oh,
Chelsea,
that's embarrassing.
who has no screen time whatsoever.
Oh,
absolutely terrible. Okay.
Yeah.
But I also yesterday when Catie and I were at the airport watching the episode, I said I want to make a winner pick, and she let me. Like now that the season has started,
right?
And I think it's Michael. I picked Mike.
Yeah, I like that pick. He's one of the 5 people I mentioned in the first podcast that had like a story. We got like a humanizing story about him. You know who he is, what he's about. So I like that.
He's so interesting. He's so like.
But why?
Well, he's just maybe it's because of how old he is, but he just seems so like with it.
Yeah,
and that fascinates me. Like I think about myself when I was 18 and I was not
with it.
Yeah, that is always fascinating to see people who are that young. He really is one of those old soul types, you know.
Yeah.
Is that true, or is that accurate? Old soul.
Yeah, I think so.
It's been tweeted.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Right.
Many times.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think it's a good thing going with Brendan there, and I think they're gonna go.
He has an idol now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one who got it. So yeah, I was thinking maybe Brendan got it, and that would be good for me, but no.
Oh yeah, that's David's winner pick.
That's a good one too. Yep.
No.
Speaking of winner picks, my winner pick kind of doesn't look so bad now, right?
Yeah, James looked a lot better in this episode with his whole move. Yeah, let's dissect the move a little bit. Or is it his move? Can you call it his move?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because go ahead. Sorry.
No, I mean at least they presented it as he was the one who said that first. So
yeah, I think he did basically come up with the plan, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he saw that they had an opportunity. If Navidi was going to vote out Angela, that means they only had 3 votes, so they had the opportunity to number them. And so instead of going along with the plan, James was like, "Nope, we should actually do something more with this rare opportunity," and they did.
Right.
Rather than like do the obvious thing.
And they completely blew up Navidi.
Yeah.
They're Navidi.
They're Navidi.
Yeah,
Um,
there's 5 others, but
yeah. What did you think about the Libby side of things?
I think they introduced that just to show some tension with the vote, which worked because I didn't think Morgan was actually going to get voted out. So they made you think maybe Libby will succeed. But I don't know what that says overall about Libby. She wasn't able to convince them to keep her friend. So what does that mean?
I thought it
You
was
know?
a really awesome tribal council with how Libby was used. Basically, the whole thing where Jeff is, asking her, you know, like why are you smiling at me or something like that, and she's like, well, because nobody thinks I'm gonna lie and stuff like that, and it turns out like that all that was leading to Libby sort of being like backstabbing her little ally, and like
Yeah.
right after that happened, I thought it was so awesome, but then I thought about it some more. I'm like, well, they only knew each other for like a couple days,
Yeah.
and
I don't know why she wanted to be so in your face about how she likes to lie and how they shouldn't judge me by my sweet Southern girl. She was really laying it on thick, and I was like, "What are you doing?"
Mhm.
yeah, for sure. But ultimately, yeah, it was James that sort of nudged that vote. He basically got his way because Libby didn't necessarily want to vote out Morgan, but we didn't get to see how he convinced her, but he must have convinced her at some point, or else maybe just everybody
Yeah.
else agreed with James, and so Libby felt
Mhm.
like she had to. I don't know.
And maybe Libby was ready, like she wanted to make a move, she wanted, because it
Yeah.
sounds like she's ready to play. And it sounds like what were you guys talking about at the one tribal council where she was supposedly really
Yeah.
stone cold to someone and they didn't really show it. So obviously she's ready to play.
She
Right.
is,
She
but
was
she
maybe
seems
excited.
like she's over. Like I don't know. I don't know. I'm not
She's
sure I
too
like the
anxious.
way.
She's too anxious to lie and do all that stuff.
Yeah,
Do the
I mean that's
backstabbing thing.
part of the game, but you shouldn't like seek it out. You know.
Yeah. It comes naturally eventually.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm probably just being too hard
It
on
doesn't
people.
jive with her character that she's trying to portray, or not that she's trying to portray, the character that Survivor was forcing her to be before the season started, which was like the Christian girl,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
nice
she's like
Christian blonde.
completely. She's like throwing away her cover. You know what I mean? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? If
She,
she was more like, I'm the good girl, you got to play that up. You can't be like, I actually like to lie. Like, then we know not to trust you. And Morgan even
Yeah.
said, yeah, don't trust her.
Yeah, so she's been called out now.
Yeah.
And now everyone like maybe is gonna label her somewhat of a villain already, and that's not probably good for her.
Yeah.
right. I mean, it is a good idea to play it up early on, but like at what point in the game do you have to break out and say, oh, I am a liar, like, or I am a backstabbing, I'm a big player, I make big moves, I lie, I cut people loose, because at some point you got to do that if you want to win at the end, because if she plays the whole game as like laying low as the sweet Christian girl, no one's going to vote for her. So at what point in the game do you switch gears then?
I think at Final Tribal is when you come out and say,
You
because
just
these were all my moves, this is what I did, and you guys didn't even know it the whole time, so
No
you're
one's
the
ever
idiots.
successfully done
yeah.
that. I'd be to see
Didn't
somebody.
Todd do that? Well, he was the
Yeah,
villain the
he
whole
was
time.
good all along, though.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
something Catie and I have discussed a lot over the course of these podcasts for the last several seasons. I think we always seem to come up with this idea very similar to what you just said, Cassie. Like, I wish somebody would just like play this uber sneaky game and nobody knows about it, and then at the end just like have this epic speech where they explain the whole thing.
Yeah.
But it appears
Everything.
that doesn't work. Like, you can't do
Yeah.
that.
No.
Like,
Yeah.
no, because everyone's like, I was with you the whole time. I never saw that. I don't believe you. Sorry.
Yeah.
Too late. Because it would be so cool. It'd be so
Yeah.
cool if someone could do that, but it never happens.
It's true. It's true. But I wish all I want from Final Tribal Council is for people to not suck. I feel like lately people are just so bad.
Yeah.
I didn't
You
think
mean, like,
I didn't think Ryan was that bad last season in Tribal, but
Yeah, winning. So
I didn't see it because I was so angry.
Oh yeah,
I
right.
didn't watch Final Tribal last year.
you knew Ben
Last
would
season.
win, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
saw that coming.
Fire challenge. I was like, well,
turn it off.
It's over.
It's
I'm
over.
I was angry.
That's I can respect that. You know, you're just like, screw it.
Never until the next season.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, so there's a lot of good stuff in this episode. What else happened? I don't have any notes today, so
My favorite line of the episode is when Chris is really trying to like get people to his side, and he goes up to James and he's like, "You're from New York, you get it." I was like, "What? Get what?"
Yeah, Chris is really about like geography, like and where you're from. He's like, "You're my boy. You're from Florida." Like, you're East Coast. You know, like I think Dominic is from New York. Is that right?
Somewhere up there.
Yeah. So that must be what he meant by that, I guess. You know, like get.
What he was even referring to, and I saw it twice, and I still don't get it.
Yeah,
Chris was a beautiful mess this episode, and I freaking loved it. Like how he was just at the beginning, he was like, "Okay, this is the plan, guys. This is the plan. This is the plan," and he's like freaking out and like trying to get people to do what he like to ensure that people are gonna do what he wants them to do. Like just way too hard, you know. And then he gets to Ghost Island, and he just, "Oh, my mom is my hero. I love my mom." Like he just loses it. And I loved it. It was amazing. I love him. I do.
Yeah,
I really love him.
I like Chris too. Like I've said since the beginning that there's something there I like that I don't think a lot of people are seeing. I think a lot of people are only looking at this surface level, arrogant model side of him, but there's a little bit more to him. What's that?
Catie said yesterday, like, he's so earnest. Like, that's, I think, what it is. Like, he can't help himself. Like, he just is what he is. And he can't help, like, he can't put on a facade or, you know what? He's just.
Yeah, he's kind of a straight shooter, and that is refreshing. It maybe straight shooter is not the right word, but yeah, like hard on his sleeve, like you said, basically. Yeah. And that's refreshing to see, especially coming from a guy who does look like that. Because, I mean, we do always want to put people in boxes, like this is who you are based on what you look like. And people always surprise, or not always, but they often surprise you. There's always like a little more to him, you know? So that's what I like about Chris. And what do you think about Ghost Island, Cassie? Are you liking the whole concept? Are you liking?
I like it. I like it if people got to play the game more.
You mean like the game, like the when they hit the urn? You mean like?
Yeah. Whenever someone gets one that says "no game today," it's like, aw.
I feel like it's because that people are finding idols without it.
Catie had a theory on that, yeah.
Well, you know what I mean? I think she's right. I think that's probably why they don't, they can't just have everybody gets to play the game, because then they'd have like a million
potential.
Yeah, they'd have a million advantages. But, who says every advantage has to be an idol or a legacy advantage? Just like throw some different things, some different types of rewards into the mix. That'll keep people guessing on like what they're actually going to win too. Cause like, they're playing thinking they're going to get an immunity idol or something, but actually turns out, oh, I just won like a bag of beans or something. Yeah. So then you'd always be guessing then too, like, oh, I got to play, but I didn't win an idol, like I won something stupid.
People
and then
are greedy.
That would make it more exciting. Yeah. Like you said, Cassie, like it does get kind of lame when people go there and then they don't even get to play. And so it's like, what's the point?
Like,
Yeah. So what about the side of it that, basically what is bad about going to Ghost Island? You get immunity. Basically, you're immune. And isn't there, you get a chance of getting advantages and stuff. So like, why doesn't everyone just want to go to Ghost Island?
Well, I think it was bad for Chris. I think it was, it might turn out not to be bad for Chris, but like he wasn't able to ensure that his plan went into action. And who's to say it would have?
I think Chris would have gone home.
Numbers, they did. He wasn't there to help.
Also, though, like there was a potential, like, because we were saying at the very beginning when he was playing so hard, we were saying like, oh, Chris is gonna go home. Like,
exactly.
So then when when someone had to draw rocks for who would go, I was like, I bet Chris is gonna go. Like,
Yeah.
how much do you think he's gonna go? And then he did, and I was
Yeah.
like, was that the producers
No,
like keeping him safe?
We're
you
not
know?
doing that this year. We're not
That's-
crying.
My
ribbons.
mind went there.
Yeah, well, mine.
'Cause he was in trouble.
How can you not? I mean, in the same, I thought the same thing about when Jacob, was okay. Let's pick the biggest super fan on the season gets to be the first one to go Ghost Island. Coincidence? Apparently so, though, because I heard. I did finally listen to the interview Catie mentioned with one of the biggest producers on the show, and it's very authentic. It came across very authentic to me when he says, we wanted it so bad to be Jacob and we couldn't believe it when it actually was him that the other tribe picked. And I believed him when he said it. So I'm gonna back off that conspiracy theory. In Chris's case, I really think it is the survivor gods smiling upon the game, saving Chris.
One of the themes of the season is the survivor gods, and it makes sense for weird,
But the survivor gods aren't real.
Yes,
right?
they are.
They're just as
tribal council.
they're as real as like serendipity and coincidence.
Yeah.
And all
those
that
things
stuff.
are things in the game of Survivor. They
Right.
Someone like Chris Noble has gotten as far as he has because of like just being, not by himself, but being like touched. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's possible. But I thought it was really weird that I called it and then it happened.
I think now he's got a great shot because Angela's going to be pissed because her tribe voted her out, and Chris is going to go with her, and then they're going to go with the Malolos, and Dominic and Wendell are screwed.
That's
Maybe, but they're smart. I think they're smart enough to figure out a new plan.
I'm sorry, I'm off the Dominic. I don't understand what he's doing.
Yeah.
I don't. What don't you like? I see that he is playing hard, and it could pay off.
Yes, I appreciate. It's just not working.
What's not working?
He should not have been the ambassador to go to the Malolo 4 and like bamboozle them. They should have had somebody more earnest, like Wendell, present an argument, because Dominic went up to them and lied, and James was too smart to buy it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm remembering now that scene where he's basically presenting his idol again, his fake idol, and saying, "This is all I showed." And this
time using free mail as like the note. He didn't even use the real note this time. He just said it's just a fake idol.
Yeah. Another part of what makes that plan stupid is that story can immediately be cross-referenced when Chris comes back. They'll be like, "Did he show you tree mail?" And Chris would be like, "No, it wasn't tree mail. It actually said this is an idol on." Yeah, so his story doesn't add up.
And the theme of the season is these idols are so specific. He can say, yeah, it was Andrea's old idol. Like, that's how specific he can be about it.
Right. Yeah, he could tell them exactly what it said.
Yeah.
Totally. And yeah, like shades of Yule, right? In James. Am I wrong here?
Yeah. Well, that's his favorite player, and that's who he's trying to play like. So, I mean, and that's one of my favorite players. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, I'm doing that thing we talked about like before, where I'm like comparing physical attributes as well. Like he looks like Yule.
He actually said Yule is his favorite player. Cook Islands is one of his favorite seasons, and because he's Korean, Yule was someone he looked up to. A very important person in the Korean American community, and so it makes sense that he would look up to Yule.
Yeah, and James definitely has that accent too. Did Yule have an accent? I can't remember. Did he have
They do sound alike, yeah.
A bit of that like Korean raised in America, where they sort of like they still have an American accent, but it's like that got that hint of a Korean accent. Yeah. So I think there's a lot of similarities between them. So and especially the smart gameplay, because I love this vote. I love how it's like James thinking outside of the box. He doesn't go with choice A or choice B or choice C. He's like, what about this? Like, could be because the votes kind of are going different ways, right? Like everyone's decided on 3 different people, so they can sort of just get together a few people and vote out whoever they want. So I don't know. I just love how this vote worked out.
Yeah, he saw a misplay on the behalf of the other 4 and took advantage of it. And the fact that one of their guys was gone.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you got to do. You got to exploit those opportunities because they don't come along very often.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, so what else happens in this episode? Is the legacy advantage cursed?
Yeah, I think Dominic's in trouble, and now he has it. Doesn't do him any good till the merge, so...
Right. I mean, it's so far this season is working out perfectly. Like, as far as like I mean, the Survivor curse is winning, basically.
Yeah.
If you're keeping track. So far, what do we have? We have like Jacob got an advantage.
Jacob and Morgan.
Cursed. Morgan cursed. Done. Yeah. Game over. And then
Dominic's got 2 advantages now. So he could actually use his idol, but now everybody's gonna know. They know.
Yeah, he's kind of squandered the idol.
Yeah,
he's really misplayed it, and he hasn't even played it yet. But he's already kind of just misused it.
But how do you ever vote for him now if you truly believe? I mean, that's what kind of saved him in this vote. Like they could have voted for him in this vote, but they didn't because they were afraid he has an idol. So like, when do you flush that idol? How do you get it out? You have to, I guess you have to have a split vote situation where you're able to split the votes on him so you can flush it. It's the only way. You got to have 2 options. You got to have a backup.
They could easily arrange that.
Well, they could do it in the next vote. They 3 on Wendell and 3 on Dominic if they have Chris and Angela.
Yeah, if they can get everybody on the same page. I think Chris would definitely be on board. So, but Angela, like, what's her deal?
Well, Angela was so loyal. She was willing to go to Rocks, and they completely betrayed her. So I think she's going to go running to the other guys.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yep. And Wendell's.
Chris will go there.
Yeah.
Wants Dominic out, so he will go with them to do it.
Yep.
He was already trying to do that.
Yeah, he was. Yep.
Right.
So is this the one? Was this the episode where Michael found the idol?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I thought
that was really neat.
The way they show the flashback on the show, like they show the part on the old season. I really like that because it's so rewarding to the people who've watched since then.
They remember. We remember
watching it the last time.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was really, really cool, and it just reiterates that Survivor has been on for so long, and people, are so invested in it, and
since Michael was a toddler.
Yeah. That's crazy.
He was like 7 years old when he saw that.
Yeah.
And that was the 15th.
Insane.
Yeah. So that was neat. I really like where this.
I'm excited because these are the big ones that I kind of knew we were gonna see. So I'm excited to see which ones we have yet to see. Like, will James' second idol be there? Hopefully not. Hopefully they just do the one James thing. But I'm excited to see the other stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you have so many different Survivor seasons you can reference. It'd be kind of a shame to waste 2 of them on the same thing,
Yeah. I mean, they mentioned that he was the only player to be voted out with 2 idols. So I think that kind of takes care of both of them.
Yeah, they covered it.
Yeah. It's been covered. We still have to see Lauren's shell, for God's sake. Come on.
Remember how silly that was that the immunity idol, James's idols were like so huge, like it was like this giant.
Like Michael's gonna have to. You can't hide. That's not a bulge you can put in your pants.
He buried it somewhere.
I hope he did.
He had to have, because like, what are you gonna do with that? And I forgot that he actually has that thing. So that's coming into play in this season. That it's a huge idol, so he can't really just, if he wants to play it too, like. How did James had 2 of them on him at Tribal Council, or did
He's a massive guy.
He is. Did he actually have them on his person at Tribal Council, or did he say?
I don't remember. They have bags. He could put it in his bag,
right?
But it could be easily found by someone else.
I wouldn't be surprised if he had left them back at camp because he was he felt so safe,
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah. True. What else happened in this episode?
There were some things we left.
I don't remember.
Bradley complaining so much. I mean, it's annoying, but I kind of like it. Just
he was such a wiener.
Yeah.
I hate that guy. I'm sorry. Like I I officially have the person on the season I hate the most. I hate Brendan.
Okay, fair enough.
He was very ungrateful, you know.
He said it like multiple times.
Yeah. He was like all mopey and sad.
Yeah.
Like, I wish he was back on
and
Navidi.
after someone says something about how beautiful the sunrise is, he's like, "Oh, I wish I was on Navidi." And I'm like, that doesn't change what the sunrise looks like, you doofus.
Well, to me, it felt more like he was throwing shade at Brendan and what they built. Like he was like, like Brendan sort of felt like proud of his little camp. You know, obviously, you know, Dominic is a construction worker, so they're going to have a better shelter. But like he's like he is basically ripping on Brendan's shelter to his face and being a dick about it, and that immediately pissed me off. And then the one that just flipped me over the edge was after the immunity challenge. Like he's just got one of those faces. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You guys know what I'm talking about? He's got one of those faces you want to punch. Like,
Yeah.
and he's being like all arrogant. He's like, I can't remember what he said, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
I hate
We
that
know.
guy. I haven't said that about anybody like the whole history of the podcast. But I hate
Well,
that guy.
a lot. That's saying a lot, but okay.
Is his microphone like? Is it?
Yeah, it did that last time, but it didn't show up in the podcast, so it's okay. But
Oh, did you listen to it? It didn't show up.
What?
You listened to it and it didn't sound like that when it was happening.
I didn't hear it.
Oh, okay.
But just in case, we have to get going anyway, so we should probably wrap up.
Yeah. Okay. So MVPs for the episode.
James. Cassie?
Michael. He found that idol.
Okay. David?
How about? Well, I would totally pick James too, but like for the sake of just being different, how about Chris for his
What'd you say?
Chris.
Okay.
Chris.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Okay.
I don't know what she's laughing at.
The sound is that bad.
It's fine. Okay, so who do you think will go home next week?
Oh man, I'm bad at this. You guys pick.
Oh, I think Stephanie Johnson.
Oh yeah, it looks bad for her.
Yeah, because she'll like Michael will offer to throw the idol for her, but he won't actually do it.
Yeah. Exactly.
I like that.
Well, they'll. I don't know. It depends on what they do, because like they'll probably be trying to. They'll be playing. What's the game where the ball is under the cup? Pick the ball under the cup. Which cup is the ball under? The ball in the cup game, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll be playing that game, you know, with the idol. Like, who are they going to put the votes on? And I think Katie's right. They'll probably put them on. What's her name?
Stephanie.
What's
Yeah.
Casey for some reason. Who's going on the other side? Dominic. Wendell.
Well, he's got an idol though.
Yeah.
I hope it's not Wendell.
Could be.
Angela.
Yeah. Yeah, that
yeah.
could be her too.
Mhm.
Let me go with Brendan, my winner pick.
To go home?
To go home, Brendan.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think he will. But
We'll see.
you gotta pick someone.
I think there's a really good chance it could be him.
Wow. All right. Well, that'll be big
Really
season. So anything could happen. I didn't see Morgan going home at all.
Right.
So
Right.
No.
Cassie, you don't want to just pick one?
Who's going home?
Wait, did you pick one?
No, I think. Oh, I mean, I'll say Angela, just because
Okay.
she's like playing both sides, sort of, or trying to, you know.
I don't think she might. Yeah. Okay.
Not intentionally. She just is. It's an accident.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Any final thoughts?
No, it's a fun season. I like it. Hopefully next
Yeah.
week we can watch not in an airport. That'd be good.
Yeah. Well, we should be able to, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be on a flight back from
Yeah.
where you guys are next Wednesday, so I won't see that episode, but But yeah, you guys have fun out there. I'll see you guys on Monday. I'll be joining you guys out in sunny California, where I will burn like a mother if I don't wear sunscreen. So
I have sunscreen.
yeah, I'll be wearing like shades and a baseball cap and like long sleeves.
Yes.
Don't forget your Harry Potter shirt.
Don't forget your Harry Potter shirt.
And I'll basically be dressed up like Cochrane on the island, you know.
Perfect.
That's good. He's a winner.
All right, well, that'll do it for this episode of the podcast. I want to say thanks again to Cassie for joining us and livening things up a bit. You can follow us on Twitter at TVIsOurRealMom, and be sure to give us a thumbs up, a comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.